Hello, hi there, it's me, it's Dave, or the Jaded Rabbit. God bless you, my friends. Thank you kindly for joining along for another live stream. Today has hit us with a surprise combat cast where Derek Kurtzik, Tyler Lansdowne, and Stephanie Brownback deliver to us more sugar-coated lies regarding Mortal Kombat 1. I was particularly incensed when I stumbled upon this combat cast. It happened about 5 hours ago. 5 or 6 hours ago. Of course, it is meant to build up hype. So I do recommend, if you are going to watch the combat cast, as we are going to right now, please make sure that you're wearing your anti-hype lenses, filters, glasses, because you have to weed out what these people are saying. What are they saying about the game, and what are they trying to build up excitement for, build you up for hype, etc., etc. Because there are some bald-faced lies. Yes, very true. Not really excited about these combat casts. I've realized that they're just a vehicle for propaganda where they don't actually address the community, but rather it is a very one-sided direction whereupon they just dump whatever they're hoping to sell people, and people will eat it up. Of course, but I've been calling this out for years. If you were here before the live stream started, you would have heard my sing-song. Where is Combat Pack 3? Yeah, I've been saying it for years that I really feel like NRS just don't care. I mean, I love Mortal Kombat. I love Jade. I love Devora. She killed Scorpion. I know everyone hates her for it, but I think it's hilarious. I also like bad Sindels, so maybe I just have bad taste. I don't know. I can't tell. I like me a villain or whatever. But yeah. Yeah. Okay, so unlike the combat cast, this is a two-sided, conversation. I'm loving to have conversation with you guys. Just please remember to be respectful. We are going to be talking about Derek Kurtzik, Tyler Lansdowne, Stephanie Brownback. Judge them not by the color of their skin, judge them by the content of their character. That's what I believe, right? That's what MLK tried to push onto people. I don't care what they dress up as. I don't care what kind of pretend they're doing. It's okay. It doesn't bother me. But what bothers me is when people aren't doing their job. And I was on the fence about Derek Kurtzik, and I feel like he's also kind of guilty in this situation. He's just more charismatic about it than the other two people around him. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you, Blotterg. Live service fluff. You called this too. Aw, thank you. It's only gonna be drip fed monetization, of course. LOL, Damien. In Canada, you can get 2 years in jail. That's not fun. I respect everyone. And I love me a trans. Please understand that. I love the LGBT. Am I not part of it? So I love it. So it's not about that for me. But I do believe that people have the right to disagree with whatever. Yeah, why not? I'm disagreeing with MK1. All talisman now going to be legendary, so how you gonna... Yeah, okay, Kasich. I dislike liars. I agree. Hey, loving the streams of late. I got more enjoyment out of this than the game itself. OMG, thank you, Crushing Bro. You remember that song on J4? Oh, well, I don't even care if they fix this game now, as it's not worth it. It's really hard for anyone to sort of accept what NRS is pushing because they're not addressing the community. There's no apology, for sure. An apology is required, I think, somewhere. How many copies has this game sold? WB hasn't released anything like unit sales. There have been sales numbers, but that's like collector's edition, premium edition, all for like 1 unit. So I need unit sales. Yeah, that's a good metric that you're asking for. Tanya is not a good example of representation. She is an insult to all who look upon her. Maybe. Crushing Bro, does that mean there's no upgrading talismans? Maybe. I get tons of people already hating idea of F to 2. Why not? I love F to 2. Just like, don't kill me with F to 3. But anyways, so we're not going to watch the entire Kombat cast because I really don't have it in me to hear absolutely everything they say. I did watch this previously. I didn't watch the end. I thought we would watch the end together, but yeah, let's see.
Right there. I am very excited about Omni-Man. I love the show. I read the comic books when I was younger. And
when did the comic books come out? When I was younger, I read about X-Men in Australia. Do you remember that? And Magneto was like the leader of the team.
And all the punching. I love all the punching.
He does all the punching. He kind of seems like a bad guy.
Doesn't seem great, right?
But good dad.
No.
Yes.
Good dad. Goodish dad.
He tries.
There you go.
LOL, I don't want to be mean, but like you can read the Adam's apple. Like she should wear like some makeup or something to cover it up. Right? Like this is a problem when you don't believe in makeup. Makeup can really transform.
So that was an awesome trailer. We're gonna go through Omni-Man and Tremor later. So a couple things to talk about before we move on. We did have a patch just recently in the last couple of weeks where we added move tagging, which people have been requesting.
Okay, so now they're adding things to the game that should have already been there, right? They're adding move tagging, and they're celebrating themselves, like they're patting themselves on the back. They did this weeks ago, and they're patting themselves on the back. Still, F them.
The shrine now moves faster than it did.
Yeah, see, there's a shorter downtime in between the...
The shorter downtime of the shrine. How dare they? How dare they say that that's something good? That should have just been the game. It's a PS5 game. Clearly the game wasn't optimized if they're making post-release optimizations. The game was unoptimized. It is still unoptimized. We are missing animations in so many places. There are so many places where you have a black screen or hidden loading screens and they take forever. I feel them because I constantly make errors with their stupid UI. And then I have to go back to seeing them walk slowly, seductively to each other as they stare into each other's eyes. Why?
The times that you can pull to get another shrine item.
Right. And also, anything quality of life related like that, please, tweet at Mortal Kombat. We do read all of those things.
Lies. Once again, more lies. They don't read everything. They are such liars. They just want engagement and interactions on their Twitter because I have for a long time felt that Mr. Ed Boon's Twitter has been a huge ego stroke for himself. He loves to get likes. He loves to get people looking at his stupid tweeters because he's an old man. He's just enjoying this shit on the Twitter, and he's a huge troll because of it. This is why he's so egotistical, so narcissistic. So I really I discourage people from engaging with all of this stuff on the Twitter because I don't think that it's safe for consumption. There's a lot of lies on Ed Boon's Twitter. And then they're saying, go to the Mortal Kombat Twitter. They're going to track you. So so you go to the Mortal Kombat Twitter. Then they'll know who to ignore once you tell them something actually useful. Where's the Mortal Kombat Twitter? I know their tricks. They know who to blacklist. They know who to ignore. So I just don't engage with it. Also, they know who's the unpaid beta tester eating this shit up. Right? Don't be the unpaid beta tester for these people. That is such a huge insult that they're doing these changes that they themselves couldn't figure out. They've had 4 years in development. What did you go to school for? Why are you working the jobs that you are working? See, like, I was on the fence about Derek, but hearing them being so self-congratulatory. Have they no shame that they were selling and scamming people for Halloween? Trick or treat, huge trick. Big trick.
Yep. Always looking to try to help improve the quality of life for our players. One thing I'd like to add is that in the upcoming patch, we will be having 2 out of 3.
For Kombat League. Yes. All right. Wow. Yes.
All right. Wow. Yeah, hype it up. Eat it up, shills. Why? I refuse to be a shill. I refuse to just play along with it. For too long, NRS has been doing this, and I've been calling it out for years. But people don't seem to want to understand. With the new game, new eyes on the channel, I'm getting so much hate. F these people with all of their hates. But yeah, like, it's not going to change me from saying what I'm saying, because this is how I see it. They are clearly trying to hype things up. First to 2. Ask the real question. Why was it first to 3 to begin with? Why did they want people to be wasting their time hours on end in Kombat League, legitimately playing? Like, if you're not using exploits, because they do recommend using exploits. It's unfortunately the game. The game is a huge exploit. It's a huge glitch. But spending hours in Kombat League, why did they make you do that in the first place? They want to keep people playing the game for longer. That's why they have these long seasons. 6 weeks. For the first to 3 matches. Can you imagine what Kombat League is going to be like? There's going to be more weeks where there are less people playing. Typically in Mortal Kombat 11 Kombat League, what you would see is that only the sweaty tryhards would start in the first week. No offense. Shout out to my sweaty tryhards. But then later in the season is when all the casuals and the procrastinators actually jump in to complete the season. If it's first to 2, that's what you're going to have, and that's like going to be more time when the game is actually dead. Good for you. I saw why you made it first to 3. And now you're making it first to 2 without making appropriate changes elsewhere. Not to mention, Kombat League has no rewards. There are no unique gear pieces. I discussed this yesterday. You want unique gear pieces, you have to pay for them. There are no good rewards in Kombat League. And of course they're going to try and hype us up. Let's see what they have to say.
Yes.
So you'll be able to get a couple more matches in on your lunch break. Yep. Not as long. So 2 out of 3 is definitely coming to Mortal Kombat 1 for Kombat League. What else? In the last patch, we had some character adjustments, things like that. Just a lot of quality of life things. And we'll be continuing to do that as we go forward.
As we will. Yes, of course.
A lot of cool stuff.
Speaking of...
I just hate his posture. Like, if this was RPDR and this was the panel challenge, he would be the moderator. It seems like he's trying to play the moderator role. I definitely think Derek should be the moderator. He's the most charismatic out of the 3 of them. She just looks like wet toilet paper. And he looks lumpy and dumpy. I don't enjoy it. Don't these people know how to dress to impress? Like, you're going to go on here and you're going to try and make people put money down on the game. And we have this, like, ugly dress, ugly denim jacket, ugly lumpy dumpy. Like, please, put some effort. Zhuzh it up. No? Did people not learn dress to impress? Like when you're going to go do a presentation or you're going to go for an interview, you need to dress up. You need to dress to impress. That was a life philosophy that was handed down to me because I guess I'm from an older generation, but I don't know what the newer generation is doing.
Of that sort of thing and quality of life.
Yes.
Let's talk about invasions.
Oh, okay. We're doing that now?
Let's do it now.
Okay, terrific.
Oh my God, lies. Okay, so this is where in my mind I start feeling like Derek is probably more so to blame for some of these things. Because Stephanie is QA analyst lead. She's the one responsible for testing this game, balancing stuff, making sure that game meets specifications. It's obvious that the game has no specifications for balanced gameplay. So
of course, season 2.
That's a failure on Stephanie. But Derek, he is a gameplay lead designer. And he's talking about invasions. Like, is he particularly involved with invasions? Because if he made invasions, if he made talismans, because he was selling us talismans, Kombat Cast 4, prior to release. Those were all lies. So, like, I just don't know about Derek. And Tyler's just useless. He's not a community manager. In fact, if they wanted a community, why is there not a community forum? Community forum? I wonder if this one's still up. Oh my God, it is. Bungie forums. Like, I remember when I was playing Destiny, you could go on Bungie forums, find a fire team, go do a raid, etc., etc. I was one of those people who were like, oh, what was that laser gun? I forget. I had lots of requirements to join my fire team. You need certain weapons, certain armor, etc. But you could also interact with the developers on their forum. I remember I had interactions with developers when they were trying to paywall the forum. They were removing people who did not purchase Destiny 2. And a lot of people hated Destiny 2 at the time. So they were just removing those people. And I was like, you're paywalling, you're censoring, blah, blah, blah. And then one of the devs replied to me. And I was like, oh my God, he replied. I wish I had a screenshot of that moment. But this is a community. This is a game that has live service content being drip fed to players that you have to pay for on a monthly basis. But at least you can interact with the devs. The devs here are just in ivory towers. Like, screw them.
Overall is coming soon, right? We've got that's for Combat League and that's for Invasions. For Invasions, we're introducing a new Mesa.
Are these nervous twitches? Like, he's moving this foot rapidly, same with this hand.
Maybe we should just show that off real quick?
Let's see it in all its glory.
Okay, let's check it out. And it's bloody glory.
Oh my God. Hype. Hype, 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 hype. It looks so low effort, so low resolution. This looks like it could be on PS4 or PS3. Or a mobile game. And of course, they're thinking that this cutscene is going to be like, ooh, ah. Okay, let's see if I can find... I play other games. I'm not going to lie. I like other games. Other games are more satisfying. So there was this one game that I played, Sword and Fairy. Oh, shut up, Dave. Wait.
It's Dave.
It's not working.
Hi there.
Okay, there we go. So this like is like a Chinese RPG made from Taiwan, and they have such lovely explorable scenery. This is on PS5 and PS4. It's so beautiful. I look at this and I compare it to Mortal Kombat 1, and it's like, what on earth? How is that a PS5 game? So like, of course some quality is being lost because this is a live stream of a live stream. How metaphysical. But it's stunning. Fully explorable. Why don't we have a fully explorable world? We're supposed to be just content with one new mesa. One. What the hell are they doing? Sitting on their hands? They made one new mesa? Just F this. I'm so upset.
Okay, that's pretty.
So there's
Okay, that's pretty. Clearly, I'm not seeing it as pretty.
there's a couple dead bodies.
Okay, whatever. Let's see what you guys are saying. Are you enjoying this? Are you enjoying this? Okay. Blah. Oh my god. OMG, guys, just please call her by whatever she wants to be called. Perhaps. Yes, it's scary. I'm not sure. This isn't Canada. I know, but I'm in Canada. I don't want to be held accountable for your actions. Jacob, I got tons of people already hating idea of first to two. I think NRS really has no idea. They do not understand their player base. I don't know what they're trying to do. It feels like they're making the game even more baby. Because first to 3 seems to fit the design of the season. First to 2 doesn't. So they should just shorten the seasons. But I think if they shorten the seasons, the cash grab would become even more apparent in the premium shop. Here in the premium shop, with the seasons, you get a month and a half, 2 months, when they're cycling out all the shit they want to sell you. OMG. I am not looking forward to Thanksgiving. They should separate pros and casuals. They should make Combat League, and then they should make competitive or something like ultra competitive. Or so in Destiny there was like ranked, and then there was trials of Osiris, and that would be for the really pro players, and the goal was to go flawless or 7 or 9 wins without a loss. That is like so hard. So hard. So if they wanted to have another mode, that would be cool. But obviously they don't want to design anything new. All they're looking to do is just implement a bunch of stuff that should have been in the game since day one. Actually, prior. Because why aren't they doing their jobs in QA? Why aren't they testing stuff? Why isn't stuff balanced? It's more grindy for less rewards. Read the comics and then try to sound genuine at least. I don't know what comics, like Invincibles that was. When was that? Am I too old for that? The Vindication, they're bringing a lot of OG timeline characters. I know you can't say it, but that's... Okay, David. Fate should be 3 dudes. Oh my gosh. Love you, Fate. Wonderful. Street Combat. What? LOL. I'm so hyped to get the combat pack. To be honest, I want to play Takeda. Maybe. I guess. I feel like there's so much of the combat pack that's not useful. Besides, maybe Takeda. I don't really care for Takeda. I'll be honest. I want ladies. There should be more ladies. Sexy ladies. The first sexy lady that we got in MK11 came in the form of Sindel from Combat Pack 1. There's no ladies. Not even one. That would have been a sexy lady, for sure. Because they always tone down stuff for the, the kind of like woke review journalists out there who don't want to see feminine women. So then they can get away with more stuff. That's at least what happened with MK11, but I'm not sure that's going to happen with MK1 because MK1 seems full on with gender identity politics in the form of Janet Cage, fictional character. We're talking about fictional characters. LOL, guys. You're making so many jokes. I can't say these jokes. Brownback looks like a cat lady. She is a cat lady. She loves to play with her pussy cat. Where is it? If you look at her Twitter, I find looking at her Twitter less offensive than looking at Dominic Cianciolo's Twitter. It's just cats. How could you be upset with a cat? She likes to play with her pussy cat. Okay, whoa. Let's continue watching this.
You might not have noticed, there are a couple dead bodies around the environment. There's a new invading force this season, right? And so, spoilers, it's Natara. Okay, yeah.
Bitch, that ain't a spoiler. That's been around, data mined on the internet. What, since the second week of the game? Are you kidding me, Derek? And even the shills are going to look at the leaks. MK Leaks Reddit, regular Reddit for MK, other big YouTube shills. They love to talk about this stuff too. So, Derek, you're not revealing anything. How dare you lie to me?
Yeah. Blood. It's the season of the blood moon. Of course.
Is he blushing? Is he embarrassed to be saying these lies? And of course this. So now they're going to try and hype us up on these skins. If you remember the banner from Season 1, there was 5 characters on Season of the Spectre. And some of those skins were skins that you could purchase from the seasonal store. Now, it seems like whereas Season 1 used to have costumes with face tattoos and full-on sleeves and singed edges on the fabric, we're getting this kind of like vampiric makeup, which I'm here for. It looks good. And a black and red palette, much akin to Season of Blood, Season 1 of Kombat League. Season 1 of Kombat League and MK11, Season of Blood, that was okay. But it's kind of sucky that they're reusing concepts that are 4-5 years old now. Come now. You can't think of different seasons from the seasons that you had in Season 1? Slightly better with the vampiric makeup. But these are just palette swaps. Not to mention, these are palette swaps of a third costume that's being drip-fed to us. All of costume number 3 should be in the game right now. It is in the game right now, but you just can't play with it. Because they get to drip feed it to you over the course of many months with all of these seasons. Why do you think Season 1 got so many days added to it? They're not prepared to drip feed the content. They're trying to sell you a live service game without actual content.
Of course, these are just an example of some of the skins. These are the Kombat League skins that you're going to be able to obtain for Season 2.
They're really cool.
Yeah,
they're really cool.
Very cool. And so we have bloody vampire versions of characters. And so you'll be collecting those skins and palettes through the new Season of Invasions, along with the seasonal store, and then those ones that are exclusive.
So here's the problem. He's not explaining, though, that not all of the costumes from Season 2 will be vampiric. Much of the costumes from Season 1 didn't have face tattoo and arm sleeves and chest tattoos and singed edges. A lot of those costumes were just ugly red and yellow palette swaps. Not even like the face tattoos and arm sleeves were that creative either. They were just copy pasted it across a bunch of characters. So what? There's going to be about 10, 11 characters in Season 2 with vampiric outfits. It seems like we're getting Natara, who was it again? Ashra and Lime. So we're getting their costumes 3, which is also another insult, because why don't we have costume number 3? And are they changing the rewards? Are there going to be any unique gear pieces, or is everything a reskin and I have to go spend my money in the premium shop? And also, am I not getting Dragon Crystal? Oh, I forgot to mention. So I was doing like more accounting with my numbers yesterday, and I realized that I forgot one of my purchases, which was the plus 850 one-time Dragon back. So that actually brings the total from single-player sources 6,100. And I've seen other numbers on the internet saying 5,600. But I double-checked all of my purchases and receipts, and I didn't make any other purchases. So I would love to hear from other people that have actually completed all of the single-player activities. What is the number that you're obtaining in actuality? Because, you know, making calculations just from looking at the masteries is different from actually obtaining it. So if you have completed all of single player and you're like me, I would love to know your numbers too, because I really want to do all of the accounting in this game to make sure, like, I want to see how they're ripping us off, because this is a ripoff. Total ripoff.
For Season 2.
They're really cool.
Yeah, they're very cool. And so we have bloody vampire versions of characters. And so you'll be collecting those skins and palettes through the new season of Invasions, along with the seasonal store, and then those ones that are exclusive to Kombat League.
Gotcha.
I need it again. I need to hear this again.
And so we have bloody vampire versions of characters. And so you'll be collecting those skins and palettes through the new season of Invasions, along with the seasonal store, and then those ones that are exclusive to Kombat League.
I wish he was more descriptive, because he's saying that you get stuff in Invasions and the seasonal store, but the stuff that you get from Invasions is very limited. Most of the stuff is coming from the seasonal store, and costumes number 3 are coming from Kombat League. So he's not being super descriptive on these things, because the cool rewards, I would say, are the more costly ones from the seasonal store, which are the vampire outfits, and the Kombat League ones. But he's not saying. I just don't like this lack of information. Constant misinformation, lack of communication is what we can expect from these combat casts.
And with the new season, we're bringing back some of the other mesas, but there's new pathways.
Oh, you mean you're effing lazy and you can't design new mesas? How hard is it to design a mesa on a stage design and concept that you have already created? This is what I'm so worried about, because I don't think that the people at NRS were doing their jobs, or at least not as well in comparison to what was happening for MK11. I love to snoop. You know that. I love to snoop. So this is Joe Zanko. He is a senior concept artist at NetherRealm Studios. I don't know if he was involved so much with the game, or at some point you get so senior you just stop trying, perhaps. But he created different visions and outlooks for stages, which I can see then being replicated for MK1 with the day-night weather on or off cycle. But there's lots of ideas that go on into the concept making process. So the problem here is that they're reusing mesas instead of delivering us other mesas based around the other stages that are in the game. Why? How lazy? How super, super lazy. This is live service content, just reshuffled stuff that we had before. They're failing at the live service game. This is not different or unique enough if it's all of the same mesas plus one new one. Or minus one old one plus one new one. Really? Like, we didn't get to see the flesh pits. We didn't get to see, oh, I guess we're getting the rampart. I'm thinking of the other stages. We didn't get to see Sindel's courtyard, Adinian Palace, Hanging Gardens. Like, there's so many other concepts that they could have relied upon. And they are just missing. Wow. Okay. This is a problem. This is such a problem because they spent so much money on a cinematic story pushing LGBT pandering. They wasted so much money on designing beautiful stages and backgrounds that players can't interact with. And they spent so much money on buying over shills for marketing. What a waste. When you could have spent that money on designing mesas, designing a balanced game, designing Kombat League to be balanced. Like, Stephanie failed. Derek failed. Tyler's been failing for a long time.
New opponents, there's new boss fights, there's new chests, new rewards, and so it's not the same experience that you had in Season 1.
All new clues?
All new...
Oh my god, so they shuffled the chests around? Oh, you mean instead of fighting Reptile first, I now fight him fifth? Oh, fabulous. Great. They are effing kidding me. Kidding me.
New clues for clue chests.
Yeah.
New clues. This is what they're selling as selling points in Invasions. Are you guys excited about clues? Yay. I get to open a chest with useless consumables and a skin swap that I'll never use. Yay.
Yes. There's a couple that are my favorite, but we'll see if people figure them out.
There's a couple of clues that are his favorite, but let's see if people figure this out. Bitch, it's gonna get figured out. That's the whole entire purpose of the game. What are they talking about? He's trying to overhype the game by speaking hyperbolically to build up excitement for another shitty round of Invasions. Take off the hype glasses. Put on the anti-hype glasses. Put on the objective lenses that see reality.
Yep.
But in addition to that, we have some quality of life updates and changes to Invasions.
Talk about it.
Well, let me grab my notes if you don't mind.
Sure.
All right. So, one of the first things that we're doing is we're taking super armor off of all opponents that are not bosses. And so only bosses will...
So they're making the game even more easy? I had no difficulty with Invasions. I know some people said that they didn't like the modifiers and they didn't like this and that. Well, I wish I could have told you how to beat it. Because there's lots of glitches and exploits that can beat it. This is what I love to do. I love to play single player, find the fancy techniques. But unfortunately, every time I find fancy techniques and I share them with people, they nerf an entire talisman system. They nerf how endurance matches work. Really? Like, because they found my video and I was telling people to do this and they didn't like it. Yeah, great. Great, Derek. I guess I should have not liked Derek when I sent him that tweet of a collector augment build. And then... he nerfed it. I should have realized then.
The super armor. Elemental armor from like major bosses or from Talisman is now based on a number of hits.
This isn't new. I know you already nerfed the armor system that players can use. It's hilarious, though, that you nerf armor for players, but you don't also nerf armor for the enemy AI. How unbalanced. How brain dead. You guys aren't thinking about balancing the gameplay, whether it be single player or PvP.
We've added a new progressive tower. So in Season 1, we had kind of like a challenge tower in the Gateway Mesa. So we're removing that, and for Season 2, we're adding what we call a progressive tower.
So same shit, different name?
It gets harder each time you beat it. And when I say harder, I mean it goes up levels. So it'll start at level 10 opponents. And
Seasonal towers started at level 128. It was easy.
And then each time you beat it, it'll increase the level. And
so you mean I'm going to have to play the same shit over and over to get rewards, and all that I'm going to get are the same opponents but higher level? Are you serious? Do we know what a bullet sponge is? This was a term that I used a lot in my shooter games. But bullet sponge enemies are enemies that, yeah, have a large amount of health. Let's see what people say. I'd like to add that actual complaints about this kind of enemy occurs way more often when the difficulty does not align with the player's expectations. Interesting. Oh, there's like debate. Oh, wow. I love it. But it is a very like a gameplay term in shooters specifically, where all the difficulty that you see from an opponent is just that you have to shoot them more. That's not difficult. It's just longer and tedious. And he's not telling me how is it going to be more difficult. Right? So this is all I can assume, because this is what we've seen in Mortal Kombat 1. The enemy AI difficulty does not increase. It's the same from beginning to end. They just have more health. And maybe a couple of stupid modifiers. But one would expect modifiers on a challenge tower.
So it's the only content in Invasions that you can actually fight above level 30. And so we're kind of excited.
Isn't that what we had with the seasonal tower being level 128? Are they kidding me? Do they think we're brain dead? I've seen your game already. Don't lie to me.
To see how far people can get this progressive power.
And you can do it at different times in your run on Invasions.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
So, like, play at 10, you play the 10 people, come back later.
Yeah, or you can complete the Golden Path and then just start at level 30.
Golden Path. I feel like that's a very, like... what is that? Is that a Buddhist term? Or is that a communist term? Golden Path. I don't know. That sounds like some sort of like a dog whistle. I need to recognize this. But yeah, the way that they suggest players play this game is really so brain dead. It really clues me into the fact that a lot of the reasons why these bugs and glitches exist in the game is because they're just inept at their jobs. They're not asking the questions that I'm asking, and somehow I'm breaking the game, and then they have to nerf things in response. Yeah, it's a weird tete-a-tete going on between my YouTube and their stupid game. Why? It's do your job.
30 if that's what you want to do, right?
Lots of ways to do it.
And there's exclusive skins also attached to the progressive tower too. Critical hits now all deal 3 times more damage and have a more impactful debuff too.
Okay, so this is a huge joke. So like I've made a lot of videos about Mortal Kombat, if you're not aware. But I've made videos previously about augment builds. This was one of the huge things that I used to do. But I also analyzed a lot of what was going on with MK1 at release. So I have this video here. I know it only has 200 views. All of the other ones have more views, but not this one. It was really eye-opening for me seeing this, because it's a rip-off Pokemon game. This is what my video calls out in this Mortal Kombat 1. Because in Mortal Kombat 1, you have such a simple... You might think this looks complex, but for people who play RPGs, this is simple. This is such a simple type effectiveness system. Everything about this game is a simple ripoff from something else. They copy Street Fighter 6 in terms of marketing, in terms of foot fetish. They copy Pokemon with this lame-ass type effectiveness system. They copy Destiny in trying to sell you a live service game without actually having content to back up that live service claim. F this game.
Which makes it kind of like the critical hits more noticeable and engaging.
Yeah, so critical hits in Pokemon give you, like, what, double damage? Triple damage, interesting, but critical hit chance is very low in the game, unless you use a consumable, which I guess is a strategy, but they're trying to make more strategies, more ways to play the game. Unfortunately, everyone is just going to use attack points and uppercut. That's what everyone's going to do, because everyone's effing brain dead. They don't care. And the game works with just an uppercut. The game is brain dead. Everyone is just going to use the path of least resistance. The simplest way to do things is going to be the most commonly used way to do things. So everyone's just going to do uppercuts. I don't know why they're trying. It's not enough. And it's clear that they are struggling. They are peddling water if they are trying to lie to us and try and hype us up. I've played single-player games, RPGs, for decades. I'm certain a lot of you have as well. I know what an RPG is supposed to look like. This looks like a shitty mobile game.
Tone down some modifiers like auras and storms.
I love that they have to baby the modifiers too. So like those modifiers that are so hard for the pro sports players because they can't deal with the coughing or the screen turning black. Like how do blind people play the game? They can't deal with it? Empathize. Try and be in their shoes and get over the effing modifier. But the modifiers are so apparently hard that people have to nerf it. They never saw what MK1 was like at release. Modifiers were insane. And at least NRS at that point apologized to players and gave them Dragon Crystal. They're making all of these quality life changes as if it's an improvement rather than a fix. It's a fucking fix because your game's broken. You're putting band-aids on it. Band-Aids not enough, though. Humpty Dumpty had a great fall, and Band-Aids is not going to put them back together again. But Jesus.
Get talisman now from, like, chests. We're not just rewarding them from fights and things like that, and they're all legendary. And so...
Oh, so you mean, like, we're not changing the inventory maximum for talismans? So we're giving you less now? So even though Ed Boon was going around to different games review outlets saying that, oh, it's going to be a rewarding experience. You're going to get this and that everywhere. So now we're just going to get talismans from chests? I mean, I'm okay with it. But clearly, you're downgrading things. And for people who actually like to experiment and try out the game mechanics, you're taking away ways of playing the game for people. You get less talismans, you get less things to experiment, you get less ways to play. Think about it that way. Even if you don't use talismans. This is what they're doing. They're taking away more and more things from the game. And that's what they did with MK1. They took away the first augment system. They took away AI battle. They took away AI battle PvP. There is so many downgrades over time with the game. And this is what they're doing.
So they're all very powerful talisman. And some very fun, goofy work.
That's lies. Obviously, no, that's lies. No, that is very lies. How dare he? Derek, Your talismans effing suck. Look, this is the good shit that he designed. This is the good shit. This thing that causes the game to break. Shit, you didn't even care. And this is what's an insult, is that the whole entire talisman is a consumable from MK11. Augments in MK11 affected how you play with a character. Talismans, you just stick your hand in the air like Sailor Moon, call down a fart, and that's it. That is not affecting how you play the game. This game is brain dead in so many ways.
There's a particular one that I'm using in my playthrough right now that's so awesome, and I can't...
What do you think her talisman is? It's like a lot of estradiol. That's her talisman's name.
Wait for people to see it.
Right. And in addition to that, I don't know if people have noticed, but we've added the ability to run in the Halloween patch.
Bitch. It's in the patch notes. Why the hell are they reading the patch notes and acting so happy about reading the patch notes? Reading the patch notes, I think it's very clear that it's an insult. LOL. That's what I called it. But they made so many changes with patch 1.134, nerfing so many things. I'm not upset that they made the nerfs, because I can see that they were exploitative things. I'm upset that they didn't properly design the game in the first place. If you didn't intend for players to play the game like this, how the hell didn't these bitches figure out how to break their own game? That's what you do in QA. You figure out how to break shit. Because you need to test things at every possible angle. And these people are just not doing their job. Look at all of these changes. Does this read like a good game? Look at all the changes. And these are just the changes they listed, because I know that they removed and did a lot more things that are not listed in the patch notes. This is why I like being analytical, because I don't want to be hoodwinked. Because I know people are getting hoodwinked by this shit. They're watching this Kombat cast, and they're saying, oh my god, look at all these changes. Wow, I'm going to play the game.
But making navigation just faster, making that feel better as well. We've lowered...
If you wanted to make navigation feel better in the game, first of all, you would make it not a top-down experience, where you feel like you're playing a mobile game. You would be properly immersed in the world with a grounded camera, either in a first or third person perspective. That would be a totally explorable world. Also, if you wanted it to be navigable, you could have put in a mini-map, instead of having these empty, lame UIs with dead space, where you could have had a mini-map. Do your fucking job. This is why these people need to be fired, because they're not doing their job. They're making reactionary fixes, and they're saying that they're improving the game.
The chances of ambushes, so that's rarely going to happen for you, just so you're aware. We've added more variety of opponents to each mesa. In the first season, we kind of showcased like four or five different characters. Now in the mesa, we pretty much put all the...
Okay, so whereas they actually put thought into the specific characters that would appear at each mesa, because like the first mesa, Fengjian Village, had all the magic characters. There was Katana, Kung Lao, Gearus, who's physical, but he used to be magic in MK11. And Raiden. And then like the second mesa was a lot of Baraka, Natara, Astra, Outworlders, right? Instead of actually putting thought into the opponents you fight, now your opponents will be RNG. Wow. They don't want people to be grinding. Because if you grind at something consistently, like, you're gonna have to, like, find it if it's all RNG. Hopefully it's not all RNG. If it's all RNG, like, Towers of Time is 10 times better in MK11. Whoa.
Different opponent types in there.
So they're making it into more like MK11 is why I laughed. This is so hilarious. It's so hilarious because people are like, oh my god, what great changes.
Things like that, too.
You'll be fighting the entire
roster, right? And then, let's see, secret fight requirements are more difficult. So good luck finding those.
Well, first of all, you have a consumable that can allow you to get the secret fight challenge or whatever. So shut up, Derek. Like, stop acting like you're better than people. I'm really disgusted by this behavior where they feel like they're above us. They truly do. Because they don't see that they need to apologize for the shit game that they've shoveled out. But they're feeling self-congratulatory over this. Wow.
And when a season ends, this is just kind of addressing some questions that we've
seen
had.
Some things on Twitter.
Yeah, and so when a season ends, seasonal credits and crowns will reset. But
why didn't you say that earlier? Why didn't you say that before people picked up your stupid effing game? Why are you telling people misinformation to get them playing your game, and then we find out that this shit is being reset? Really? Like, honestly, like, I knew that seasonal credits were going to be reset. But crowns, too? Why? Just, why? What is the purpose of this? I guess I have to make some purchases with my crowns in Mortal Kombat 1 before new season appears. Do you recommend that you guys get some things? Maybe? But that's so foolish. Like, this game being reset every season, it just makes you feel like, what's the point of playing if all of the hard-earned currency just goes away? And I, of course, can get millions of currency, no problem, because I use a turbo controller. But not everybody uses a turbo controller. This is so stupid. It's a terrible game design.
But coins do
And they're telling us late. Why didn't they tell this earlier?
not. So when a new season begins, you'll still have the same amount of coins. The other currencies do reset.
So make sure you use them in the seasonal store.
Right, which brings me to my next point, which is the shrine. The Season 1 shrine items aren't going to go away. We're actually just...
Why? Because people complained about it? Because the pro shill sports players complained about it because they don't want to get the coin to go to the shrine? Because they didn't want to sit and watch the animation because they'd rather go play Combat League with their effing 50-60% combos? Why are they making these changes? Why are the changes being made? Ask the questions, people. Ask them, my friends. Because the answers that you will uncover are not nice ones.
going to be adding more items to it for Season 2. So the people that have a bank of coins, you can go to the shrine and you can just start getting all the Season 2 stuff that you want, that you're able to get once it begins.
I'll probably do that day one because I've got 3.5 million coin.
Oh yeah, you're not missing out if you didn't finish the shrine.
Correct.
A lot of people have been asking that, so that's.
Yeah, it would have been a shitty move for them to not allow people to get things from the shrine. But at that point, don't play the game now. Play it in 2 years now, because that's when everything will be in the shrine. Right? Isn't that what I'm learning? Am I learning properly from NRS's behavior? Don't play the game now. Play it 2 years from now when everything is in the shrine. That's when all costume number 3 will be in the shrine. Oh, of course. Oh, well, now I know. Because they want to drip feed costume number 3 in the premium shop, charging people for it when you can just get costume number 3 from the shrine, like Dark Sindel, Dark Gearus. So by 2 years from now, all of that costume number 3 that's been designed 4 years ago, that they claim, right? They claim 4 years ago they designed all the costume number 3. We have to wait 2 years for it to come out. So 6 years from design and concept to people actually being able to get all of the rewards 2 years from now. Great. Play the game 2 years from now. If you don't have it already, stay away from this nightmare.
That's good knowledge. Good
Yeah,
things to
and there's other little, changes here and there. We've toned down some of the modifiers, things like that.
He made the game more baby.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you, Derek.
Of course.
I think should we get to Omni-Man?
Let's go.
Oh my god. Okay, so we have Omni-Man still to get into. I'm sorry if you feel like I'm ripping into this or like if you disagree. I have been playing Mortal Kombat for thousands of hours. I've devoted a lot of my life to Mortal Kombat. To see Mortal Kombat just struggle and flail so hard is so disappointing. And I would like to see the game get better, but at the same time, I'm not sure how much you can repair something that is so broken. Are there fixes that will be satisfactory to change this game into a playable state? Immediately, for me, as somebody who enjoys customization and sexy ladies and costumes, gotta wait 2 years to get everything in the shrine eventually. For free. Otherwise, you're going to have to pay for it from the premium shop. Much like how they were selling Dark Sindel and Dark Geras. You could pay for it, or you could get it from the shrine. And F these greedy motherfuckers for giving you a free option and a paid option rather than multiple free options. Because that's what we had in MK11. Multiple free options. And maybe a paid option. Whatever. Whatever. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. Thank you for joining. 88 of you here. Whoa, can we get 88 likes? That would be wonderful. But yeah, I'm thinking all of these people should go. I really don't enjoy what they're selling people. Actually, pros player prefer first to 3, says Jacob. OMG. Crushing Bro, I so wish Tremor was the main character and Omni-Man was the cameo. Unfortunately, that's not how this reality works. This reality, you have a company managing Mortal Kombat who doesn't care about Mortal Kombat fans. They care about LGBT, woke gender identity politics, and Africanization, overly Asian aesthetic. Oh, I have a wonderful video I'm going to be creating. I had another idea for a video today, but unfortunately this shit appeared, so postponed, right? This is what happens. For instance, that video I had about the communist art from the collector's edition, I've been working on that for weeks. Mainly because I really don't like the game and I did not really want to open that collector's edition. Yeah, that video kind of predated all of my realizings of other videos that I've made about the communism of Mortal Kombat 1. When I saw the collector's edition, it was so plain to me that this picture of Liu Kang is communist. This artwork is communist. It's ugly. It's communist. It is so communist. And I'm so worried because I live in Canada, and Canada is a dystopian socialist nightmare. People are doing street drugs on the street publicly. We are harboring terrorists in Canada under Justin Trudeau. And there is a very autocratic regime that prevents people from talking how they wish to talk. So it's all very scary. This is why I envy you Americans with your Bill of Rights. Your Bill of Rights is very powerful, like the right to free speech, the right to free press, the right to free association in public or how do you call it? The right to protest. We don't really have that right here in Canada. Okay, wow. Let's see what you guys are saying. I'm sorry to talk politics. I know it's not classy, but unfortunately, there's a lot of politics in this effing game. Okay, next MK game will be called Mortal Castrates. Fuck. Not the Mortal Castrates. Oh, God. I like Mortal Kombat, but KUM. Kombat. Okay. smart. Yes, crushing. The environment does have a lot of detail, but we can't look around and admire them except for a slight tilt left or right. You know what? I wish this guy was here too. I don't understand how people are liking these environments. Do you know who Thiago Gomez is? He is the lead art director, art development director at NRS. Do you know what he did? He just made ugly-ass textures. And that's all you get with the stages. Really fancy textures. That's it. There isn't really thought put into these stages, which is why I think they're finding it hard to translate the stages into the mesas, because the mesas are completely different than the stages. So this guy who's developing art, who's also developing environments, who's developing textures, it seems to be not capable for the job. Because there are parts of MK1 that look beautiful, and then there are parts that look absolutely atrocious. I've made lots of videos about this, so I don't know how you could debate. Nits, Crushing Bro, Kasich, does anyone look at the beginning of the new Mesa? Looks like the main court area from the MK11 crypt. They did a lot of, like, yeah, copy-paste from the crypt. Especially with the Fire Temple, too. I see a lot of crypt references from MK11. The Laughing Man, we can't get sexy ladies because of... I don't know. I would swap that out with Dominic Cianciolo, because Dominic is really the key player in developing the story, character design, voiceover direction, and he is very political. Very political. Doesn't matter what your political ideas are. We can agree to disagree and still be friends at the end of the day. But Dominic takes it a little step too far, because he's pushing this into the game. He's pushing it on his Twitter. He's very aggressive with his politics, and I'm not going to just bend over. You have to buy me dinner first. Nits, I agree the girls are 4 to 5 tops. We need 9s and 10s. I agree. All of the girls are incredibly basic. I think the hottest one is Melina, but Melina is also a monster. Right? I think Melina is definitely the cutest one with the slashy gashy in the crotchy area. And when you see her bend over, she definitely has a wedgie. She's more jiggly. She is Jigglypuff. She's definitely more jiggly. But honestly, the way that they got these girls dressing, they look so basic. They just look like girls shopping at Walmart. Or, like, this one, who's, like, going to, like, a Wakanda Forever movie premiere. If Jaded was on that couch, he'd be the straightest in the room. LOL. Okay, thank you, Fate. Just Drew, when she was a little boy, I wonder if he wanted to... Okay. I love your jokes, guys, but I can't say some of it. They don't seem comfortable at all. For me, Sindel and her juicy doubles are top notch. Have you heard my song? Actually, this is something that I can share with you, because this one's not copyrighted. There's a lot of copyrighted songs that I make. How come I'm not number 1? If I type in Sindel's coconuts, I better find myself first.
Sindel is always moaning all day. She wants a bone and no Folgers in your cup. Mommy milkers keep you up. Work them out in combat. This long-haired pussycat. Would you like punani chips with that? Would you like punani chips with that? So juicy and so old, you wouldn't believe. These milk jugs are not past the date of expiry. She gives them different names, Cassie, Cage, and Jackie. Dirty pillow so soft, rest your head on these brutalities. You can put them in your mouth right now, right now, right now, right now. Brutalities. Watch him bounce up and down, bounce up and down, bounce up and down, delicious, dripping down
my
your
God.
face, so delicious, that you wanna taste brutalities. Watch him bounce up and down, bounce up and down, bounce up and down.
Oh my word. Okay, I hope you like the songs. I make all of these songs. I think they're funny. I don't think Derek agrees. But yes, who doesn't love Sindel's coconuts? Brutalities, please. I saw Jax with his metal arms in the towers yesterday. They're gonna drip feed cameo skins. Serena, new season tomorrow. We'll have to see. I suspect ChatGPT is helping develop content. Fate, MK1 is mobile game. It's obvious, so true. Laughing Man, if they would have removed Maces, added Mortal Kombat, gave them this game. That's a lot of things to change. I don't think they're going to change it. Why do they have such long, drawn-out tower with no rewards? Because they don't care. Where do I go on YouTube to see the full Kombat cast? Well, we're watching it. We're watching it. Okay, so let's go into Omni-Man because I think this is probably the worst part. Honestly, it's not surprising given how Mortal Kombat 11 was handled. A lot of the DLC characters were designed to be broken from the start. Like Joker. Like Shiva. These characters were meant to be terrible from the start. Not terrible as in bad at getting wins, but terrible design in terms of balanced gameplay. I'm seeing a lot of similarities with Omni-Man. I've played so much Kombat League in Mortal Kombat 11, went demigod in every single season. It's a lot. I definitely did a lot in that game. So, I saw all of those DLC characters get played in Kombat League, and that was the trend. Typically, DLC characters are easier to play, they get easier combos, and they are wailing on you way more because they're exploitative. Unfortunately, a lot of things in this game was designed to be exploitative. And it was that way in MK11. Why do you think Shiva got nerfed so hard when they decided to leave the game after Kombat Pack 2? Even Joker got nerfed. So many people got nerfed. And they didn't care to make those nerfs when the characters were new and relevant. They waited till the end of the life cycle to then make those changes. So that told me in MK11 that those DLC guest characters, they're meant to be exploitative. And I think we're seeing this here with Omni-Man.
All right, we're going to walk through now how Omni-Man with the cameo of Tremor plays.
All right, let's go. So Omni-Man is a very simple character to describe. He is a powerhouse brawler that has super speed. It's kind of interesting. We've had a lot of...
I don't really care for Stephanie. How do I fix this? We're gonna do it a little quicker. And we're gonna have the subtitles on. Just want to make it bigger. Okay.
A lot of characters who are really fast. We've had a lot of characters that are super strong, and he kind of combines them in pretty neat and just...
All of the characters play super slow in Mortal Kombat 1, unfortunately. The gameplay plays very slow, just like as it did in MK11. Even worse, because now the meta is to do a big combo and run away. Which is okay for me, because I'm experienced with zoning. But, these people are so stupid. Why are they trying to lie to us and expect us to eat it up? What about Mortal Kombat 1 feels fast? Maybe if you're the one doing that fancy 60% combo. But not for everyone else.
So let's check him out. Let's go over his normals first. They are pretty straightforward. He punches, and he punches really hard.
All the punching. All the punching. Throw the haymakers.
That's exactly right. This is not a martial artist, you know?
Actually, no one on this roster is a martial artist. Like, just look how Liu Kang stands. He used to have, like, a Bruce Lee kind of movement, idle stance in Mortal Kombat 11. All of the characters just stand there. Who's the most martial arts like in the fighting style of the game? Maybe like Raiden, Kung Lao? Liu Kang's just got a bunch of flashy fires. That's all he's got. Which is why I like to play with him. He's flaming.
There's not a lot of finesse here.
Right.
One of the first moves I'd like to show is his forward 4, which is like his pretty good advancing mid. He slams it down. A lot of his moves are high.
I'm kind of, like, insulted, too, because the combos that they love to show off in these combat casts aren't representative of what people are going to do. So either they're not skilled enough to do the 50% combos, or they're lying to us and showing us suboptimal combos because they don't want people to get the true vision that this game is broken. Which one is it? Not skilled or lies? You tell me. Which one is Stephanie? Is she lying or is she not skilled?
So this is kind of one you want to use when you're going to go ahead.
Is that a string right there?
Yes. Yeah, at the end is just a 1+3 MK.
I know I love them.
Right. Another really, really good mid up close is back 1, and it has 2 options. Back 1-1 pops them up, and back 1-2 is mid-mid and a safer.
I really hope he's got some cool air combos, but we'll have to wait, I guess.
Well, I'm sure we'll see that. He also has some really interesting mix-ups to open up the opponent. Like, for example, his sweep is pretty...
It's unfortunate because, like, Stephanie actually does a good job of explaining just, like, basic stuff. So how can't she find the basic problems with her game?
unique, because he drops down and does extra damage.
Because he's that fast.
Because he's super, super fast.
What a show off.
He also has forward 3 where he literally just stomps the ground and creates an earthquake.
So strong.
And then I think this is one of his coolest moves. He has an awesome long-range overhead, where he sits across the screen super fast, and he's up close, and he's behind him.
So yes, he's moving so fast. Definitely faster than most of the other characters, but this is a lot of rip-off from Cabal. It's also kind of disgusting to see these characters in this really Chinese aesthetic, because they look so out of place. I mean, if this is not further proof that this was meant to be an Injustice 3, look at it. It looks so strange.
Down.
And after the button.
Yeah, it's just forward 2.
What?
And you can see it has really good range.
That's all I'm gonna need. That's it.
Yeah, you can just set up with the sweep.
He just loves putting people's faces in the ground.
Yeah, pretty strong guy.
So another thing that's really terrible is that you see this guy break the ground. How does the ground not stay broken afterwards? I'm pretty sure with some moves from Terminator that would break the ground, there would be a little impact left. There's nothing left here. There's no damage collision physics in this game. These stages are interchangeable. They are just window dressing.
So let's go over his special moves. Great.
Yeah.
One unique thing about Omni-Man is he actually has a lot of aerial mobility. All of his special moves can be done in the air. He has ground and air versions of all of them.
So he's better than a lot of the characters on the roster, because a lot of the characters on the roster don't have special moves in the air like they do on the ground. I'm thinking of, like... Who am I thinking of? Because, like, there is, like, I feel like maybe it's a me issue, but when I play with Tanya, I feel like Tanya doesn't have, like, a lot of special moves to use in the air. Same goes with Havoc. Those are the two characters I play, like, the most, besides Liu Kang. Liu Kang has, like, one fire move, which is the fireball in the air, but that's it. Yeah, like, this guy looks better than all of the characters that I've been playing. And this is, once again, pointing towards the fact that the DLC characters are sort of designed to be broken from the start.
Which is pretty unique to MK. First one I'd like to show is the Mega Clap. Puts his hands together. It's not patty cake, it's the Mega Clap.
How is this unique to MK? That's the lethal clap from Jax Briggs in MK11, when he'd slap his hands together. There was an effing brutality for it. They're taking the same shit from the older games, recycling it here, and expecting us to be excited for this stuff. How can I? I have eyes. I have a memory. I know that you've done this before. And they're acting like it's brand new. Never been done in an MK before.
Sends them very, very far. It's a great combo ender with Punisher, mid-range footsie tool.
Could you also use it like zoning too?
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Keep them in, keep them out.
Doesn't go full screen.
Not full screen, but the EX version goes even further and will destroy projectiles.
Oh, okay. Man, he's just tearing up.
God, why couldn't we get Jax? Jax could clap a bitch way better. Why don't we get Jax? Why don't we get Omni-Man?
Brown. Everything he does.
He also has this big charge move where he literally just like charges in with his chest, and we've all learned in the 90s in N64.
LOL, I kind of like to imagine that he's rushing at them with a boner.
For wrestling games, that if you put your chest out, you're blocking moves. So he gets barge in, and the EX version has armor. So this is kind of his.
Everything is in the air and on the ground. That seems highly unfair compared to other characters on the roster. This all points to NRS just not loving their characters. They love these characters more. That's why they get more designs and more effort put into their gameplay to make them really easy. The developers really love these stupid guest characters, the DLC characters, way more than the base roster characters. I noticed this in MK11. You could see it in their costumes. You could see it in their gameplay. The DLC characters had better options.
Advancing, you think you're going to do like a projectile, you want to get in. Kind of similar like a Johnny Cage Shadow Cat. Another special movie has that, and you'll see this, being able to close the gap is a reoccurring theme with Omni-Man.
Gotcha.
He has this,
and punch.
exactly, torpedo move. A superhero classic.
Oh, okay. So you got Raiden Electric Fly. You got Raiden Superman Fly. And once again, an Injustice Superman comic reference. That's also a copy paste from something that's already in the game with Raiden. Yay! How brain dead do they expect us to be to just accept this? So they took the stuff that they already had in the game, made it more broken, and they're selling it to you. And people are going to play it and be like, yay! But you know what? It's going to get nerfed. Because that's what happened for the broken DLC characters in MK11.
You can do this in the air and it actually goes downwards and pop the opponent up.
So it's exactly like Raiden's electric fly move here in MK1.
Another move great for just full screen at any moment. You can see it's very, very quick.
So this is interesting, though.
They're hoping that people are satisfied with the particle effects. Please don't be blinded by the particle effects. Particle effects are interchangeable. They could be green, they could be pink, they could be big, they could be small. It's just looks. What matters is the hits, the damage, the combo, the effect. Like knockdown, pushback, etc. Not how it looks.
No, because if you...
So much of this game is appealing to people based on looks. Like, how superficial are people that they are caught up in this just glossy sheen of a game with no substance?
Do it on the ground, you're not following up.
Correct. But if you do it in the air, it's pop up.
Very cool. I also really like how the blood from his opponent gets onto his costume. It's pretty.
So he likes the gore effect of the game. Big surprise. It's the only thing going on for MK compared to the other fighting games. The other fighting games don't have gore. But also, to that fact, this was a problem in MK11, and it's a problem in MK1. There are not enough pure white costumes. You got Season 1, Season of Blood, that gave you some red and white outfits, but there are no true all-white outfits. You could get all brown, you can get all orange, you can get all red, but you can't get all-white outfits. And I think it's because they don't want to have to worry about all of the blood spatter effect, because that's too much programming for them. There must be a reason. There must be a reason for this. Or maybe it's political. They just don't like white people.
Pretty awesome. Like, I know that we get blood on everything, but for some reason on him, it just looks real cool.
It's kind of iconic with
Yeah.
him, you know?
Yes. So then let's go over his most interesting special move that I think really sets him apart, the Viltrumite stance. So it's down back 3, and he starts hovering in the air. And from here, he has 4 different moves, plus a bunch of mobility options. Let's start with the mobility. You can cancel it, but you can also warp forward. Extremely quickly.
This is so terrible. If you hated Jade's purple glow in MK11, this is Jade's purple glow on crack. It's on steroids. It's overly developed and broken. If you thought Jade was annoying in Mortal Kombat 11, be prepared. Be prepared. I see it. This is Jade's purple glow, but attack options built in? Whoa. Whoa. This is really scary. I'm scared.
And again, he can do this in the air like all of his special moves.
This is pretty awesome.
We'll go over his moves. The first, I think, is one of the key moves, which is grab. And this is like his main combo starter. You can quickly go into it. You can even go into it off of the...
Lies. 290. Stephanie, can't you do a bigger combo? Do a bigger combo. Be accurate to what the game is going to look like in Kombat League. Because in Kombat League, people aren't going to be doing 290 combos. People are going to be doing mega buckets of damage. So they are misrepresenting this game highly. They are truly appealing to the esports players. You give them a mechanic even more broken than Jade's purple glow. You give them easy invasions because they can't handle modifiers. And they can't handle hard towers. They have to be at level 10 for the babies. They're effing lame. They are making this game so brain dead.
Low I talked about earlier.
Strength.
He also has this move where he zooms across super, super fast behind you. That's a great combo ender. It's a great...
So this is all coming off the down back 3 Viltrum stance. Jade's purple glow could never do that.
Back, you think the opponent might try that.
And all the while, he's immune to projectiles, too? That's insane.
Now, when he's in the stance, you can quickly go into it. He also has an overhead. If anyone on screen, he drops down.
So it tracks.
Exactly.
Oh, so it tracks? He has an overhead that tracks? Oh, so it's like Shiva Stomp, but not unblockable? Very interesting. OMG. This seems like it was made to be broken from the start. And they're just going to have to nerf things ridiculously in order to get this thing working properly. Maybe 2 years from now. That's why I'm saying play this game in 2 years from now. Because this shit is going to be broken for a long time before they actually get around to fixing it.
Then lastly, a big anti-air uppercut. He zooms across and then covers all the upward space. So it's kind of like the upwards version of the zip behind you.
I just love that spine break.
It's so cool. I like the facial animation. So then the question is, how am I supposed to go into this stance when you're doing projectiles, you're doing long-range normals and all that? And he's just vulnerable floating there, right?
No, I don't think
Wrong.
that.
I don't think so.
No.
So in Viltrumite's stance, when he does it, he's immune to all fireballs. They will literally just pass through him.
It's ridiculous. It's Jade's purple glow on crack.
And that includes in the air. And very, very, very cool.
That's awesome. I love it.
And then lastly, for his mobility, he has a unique air dash. This actually has a physical hit attached to it. It doesn't just pass through the opponent. So you can see, he spins the opponent around for a free hit.
I don't want to hear no more, Stephanie.
Super cool. I love it.
Tremor?
I think we would.
You know what? Let's just save it for another day.
Just save
Just
it?
save it for another day.
I'm going to vote yes.
All right.
If you want to do it twice, like in a combo like I showed, it's going to take a bar. Similar to how Nintaro works.
Very cool.
So I think in general, Omni-Man's a pretty simple powerhouse character to play, but he's got great mobility options.
He's a pretty simple powerhouse character to play. Got great mobility options.
Great offensive ability, and I think the Viltrumite stance is going to be super, super interesting.
Viltrumite stance, super. It's terrible. It's already unbalanced. If you want to give people ways to destroy projectiles, be immune to projectiles, make it equal across the board. Make all the characters have some way to counter a projectile. But this guy is so lazy, he can just float there and just avoid all the projectiles. Like Jade. So this is really shocking. Really shocking.
I think people sometimes, like, of my level probably, when you hear stance, you get a little scared. But his stance is actually not it's not your typical, like, it's not that hard to use, really.
Right, it's not really hard to use, and he was not.
Oh boy. Okay, so let's go on to the part with Tremor.
Which is the pop-up starter.
Which I'm pretty sure he also had in MKX.
Yes. And then lastly, he has his Brownback, where he comes in, he does a low, and then pieces out. So if you have a really good overhead, for example, maybe you have a mid-screen overhead.
So just take a look at all of the different things that he has access to.
Which is metallic. Now he has an entirely new set of moves, and they're all lava-based. He has his Lava Burst, which is like your mid-range, safe kind of, there's no reason not to use it. He has an anti-air Lava Burst.
Why does Tremor have 3 different stances? Why was more effort put into the combat pack than the base roster cameos? They don't care about the base roster. This is what happened in MK11. Not with cameos, because that wasn't a thing. But they definitely cared more about the DLC characters. This is disgusting. It's a money grab. All of the best things in the game, whether it be costumes or gameplay or combat, you're going to have to pay extra for. This is a game with additional price tags everywhere. That's why they're nickel and diming it out, allowing people to buy it individually. I hate this. It's so greedy.
Attacks, plus a 50-50 from full screen that you can mix up.
Oh, awesome.
Again,
so
straight out of MKX. It's so cool.
Right, and so then that gives you also zoning abilities.
And people are going to be like, oh, this is so great. He looks like the Thing from the Fantastic Four, first off. He doesn't look like a person. I'm pretty sure in MKX he looked like a person. And if you notice, he is using his, like, moves, and some of them are using the whole entire cameo meter, which is an interesting mechanic. I think that's an artifact of what happened because of Cyrax. But this is natural barrier from Cetrion. I'm not dumb. I've seen this before. This is natural barrier from Cetrion. They're repeating all of these moves with a fresh coat of paint. They're reselling you things that you have already bought before. And they're calling it brand new. It's a scam. It is a lie. This is not fun to see. What did you spend 4 years doing in development and design, and what you're creating are recycled elements from other games? Taking work and progress from other people that have actually left the company, and you're just recycling their work in perpetuity. Really? Okay, good for you. NRS is so lazy.
Crystalline Burst, which will reflect projectiles. And then the big one, and a lot of people were like, there's no way they're going to do that. He did. Crystalline Armor. So once he has Crystalline Armor, it's doomsday for the opponent. Oops, I was too slow. Oh my god. Alright, here we go.
And it's so complicated, too. Like, why not just make him a playable character? Why do you have all of this effort put into all of these damn different moves for Tremor, when he should just be a playable character? All of these cameos should be playable characters. They're just trying to sell you even further on this lie that cameos are great. If Tremor is so great, why don't all other characters that are cameos have similar options of a variety of moves? It's because they don't care. They're lazy. It's a cash grab. All of the good stuff is going to be locked behind paywalls.
So he's going to summon the armor. And people just absorb attacks like an absolute badass.
Beast.
Right.
So, much like Sub-Zero's ice armor, now Tremor is going to give you armor to allow you to absorb punches. Great. Great. That's what we need, right? A defensive option? Question mark? That's paywalled? Okay. Game is unbalanced. Game is so unbalanced. People refuse to see this. I would love to hear the argument defending that this game is balanced, that they're not paywalling the best attributes of gameplay. Please tell me how they're not doing that, because this is what I see from this combat cast.
And so the way this works, the cycling is once you do the summon, like I said, it'll go through, and it goes in a particular order. And if you hold down an R1, it goes the opposite order. So you could go from Crystalline to Aftershock instead of and skip.
Okay,
Caliban,
Stephanie's just blathering because she doesn't understand how to even use the own mechanic herself. I don't know why they have her explaining, honestly, because she's not good at doing her job. So I just don't trust her.
And I think it's one of the cooler mechanics in the game for cameos.
Excellent.
Very cool.
So that's that, huh?
I think we have one more thing to show.
Oh.
Okay.
His fatal blow, and the
Let's skip the fatal blow. I don't want to see it. I've already seen it. Didn't we see it in the trailer?
Yeah.
So
pretty
cool. So early access for Omni-Man is on the 9th.
that's right.
Okay,
So
she's
we'll
over. Let's listen.
And in addition to that, too, we will be having free trial towers as well.
Free trial towers. FYI, if you have not purchased the premium pack, the combat pack, you're going to want to do those trial towers because trial towers were super exclusive in Mortal Kombat 11. So you might want to do them here. It seems like things that were super exclusive in MK11, now they're just like super pricey in MK1. I'm not sure if the free trial towers won't be free for long. Maybe. I don't know. Who knows? These guys are lying out of their teeth all the time, so I really can't believe anything they say. But definitely do the trial towers if you don't have the combat pack because, yeah, those rewards are missable. I've gotten lots of comments for people in MK11 who missed out on Terminator trial, Melina trial, other people's trials. Getting that loot is hard if you don't get those trials.
So you'll be able to try Omni-Man for free if you do not have early access for it.
Yep, and that'll be in the Gateway portal.
Correct.
Sounds great.
So they're going to put that in the Gateway portal. But where? Where would you put it? Because there's hourly, daily, and weekly towers, and then the seasonal tower. And there's not really, it's just 4 directions. They didn't branch out. So, okay, interesting.
Hi.
Yep.
Yeah.
I'm just waiting for it.
You should be waiting for it. Is it?
Okay, so this part is shillery. Like, the people that they congratulate and give happy birthdays to are their own effing employees.
That's fair.
I feel like I've really gotten into them over the last year.
Wait.
Stephanie Brownback.
Okay, so he gives Stephanie birthday wishes. Right?
Oh, that's sweet.
Like, can they just go jerk each other off camera? Like, I don't need to see this here. It's just one big circle jerk.
Yes.
Birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
you.
And I hate to do this, but you can see the Adam's apple. And since she has lost a lot of weight, she just looks so old. I was surprised to learn that she is, like, not above the age of 50. Because she looks so old. Time was not kind to her. Or maybe the medications? The surgery? I don't know. At least, fix up the neck. Get a neck lift. That would be cuter. And, like, shave the Adam's apple.
Oh, happy birthday.
Mine's coming up.
Is it?
Yeah.
You might not get a shout out since you don't like him.
That's fair.
I feel like I've really gotten into them over the last year.
Okay.
Maybe not. So that's birthday shout-outs. Before we do sign off for the day, we, as we have in the past, have QA put together.
Tyler, I understand you.
Okay.
Havoc
Okay.
is my
A
main.
huge announcement.
Huge announcement. Havoc's my main. I've been running Havoc and Sub-Zero, and I hit them. I think I'm
Okay.
Havoc.
Okay, so I don't really want to hear Tyler talk, but I saw this earlier, and he did say that he got Demigod this current season. I would love to know if you guys got Demigod.
Tyler, I understand
Are you better than Tyler Lansdowne or not?
you're playing a lot of Combat League and you're doing pretty good.
I've been playing a lot of Combat League. I just hit Demigod 2 days ago. I'm playing Havoc. Havoc's my main. There's an announcement. Havoc is my
A
main.
huge announcement. Everyone was waiting.
Huge announcement. Havoc's my main. I've been running Havoc and Sub-Zero, and I hit Demigod.
Unfortunately, I feel like these guys do such a poor job at making a game. Like, I'm not happy for them that they made Demigod. Good for you, Tyler. No one cares. So he also says here,
I think I might have gotten to it once in 11, but it's not.
He's only gotten to Demigod once in Mortal Kombat 11. Like, what a baby. This game was made for babies. It's baby mode PvP, lots of ways to exploit it. Baby mode single player, also lots of ways to exploit it. Everything about this game is just so effing baby.
Not getting very hard, and this is probably where my trail ends when it comes to how far I can go.
Don't say that. You never know.
I bet you could hit Elder.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, so this is a match. This is their high-level gameplay. Is the high-level gameplay when they go back and forth really quickly? Lots of pro people think that they can intimidate other people by going back and forward quickly. No one cares. I don't care. People like take little steps forward, little steps back, and they think that they look so pro. I just don't care for that. I'll stand in one spot, fight my ground, or back up. But I'm not doing that shit. But this is not high-level gameplay. Because high-level gameplay is keeping the opponent in the corner and chipping them down with chip damage. So they're not playing like the pro sports players. So this is how you know that QA is so stupid. That their player testers are so stupid. Because they're not able to reproduce the things that even people at low tier can reproduce. Because even at low tier, I'm seeing 50% combos. Keep that in mind. I'm ranked 1.6 million in the lowest. So I'm coming across very, like, low tier players as well. They know those combos. It's so stupid. It's such a brain dead game, which is really unfortunate because I like to find elegant solutions for complex problems. This is something that I've always loved. I come from a quality assurance background, which is why Stephanie really offends my sensibilities with how she has designed this game. If she is the lead QA, I know who to blame. Right? It's always had a QA. They're responsible for product meeting specifications. This shit ain't meeting no specifications. This is terrible. Where's the 400% combo? Oh, 380. This is, this is also not how people play. People are running away. There's a lot more runaway in my matches. I see people run away. Okay, let's not look at this. Too gruesome. Okay. Alright, end of Kombat cast. Who cares? I hate it. I don't know. This was a terrible experience. I really don't enjoy these Kombat casts. There might have been a time, once upon a time, in MK11 when I used to look at the Kombat casts. I think it was prior to Combat Pack 2. And I actually liked them. And, like, looking at them now, definitely looking at them from these, like, this year with Mortal Kombat 1, they've just been so propagandist. Really trying to push upon people this idea of purchase, purchase, purchase. Everything about the game, good, good, good. But I can see the problems when I watch this Kombat cast with the gameplay. The characters are broken. The characters are unbalanced. The characters received more attention and detail than the regular roster. This is a problem, because Omni-Man is not a Mortal Kombat character. That kind of attention should be given to the base roster. Making all of the characters feel fun to play should be given to the Mortal Kombat characters in the Mortal Kombat game, not Omni-Man. But these guys got their head up so far up their asses that they really don't know what they're designing. Like, how can Derek defend talismans and say, oh, they're legendary and that's good? When they're legendary, you can't forge with them, you can't upgrade them, you can't play with them. You're giving me less ways to play your game constantly. Okay, let's see what you guys are saying. 62 here. Let's get 62 likes. Another thing is, along with the DLC characters release, we don't even get skin packs anymore. Yes, exactly. There are no more skin packs because you pay for them now. Hi, yeah, OMG, I was just about to go to sleep, and lo and behold, Jaded Rabbit is with an informative and thoughtful live. Aw, thank you, Mohammed. These modifiers are just irritating, which you cannot play. Characters are constantly stopped. It just makes fight longer and stupid. Jacob, that's why I've been exploiting the game for so long. You don't even have to worry about the modifiers when you play like I do. Smartly, those 3 humanoids must be fired from NRS. Oh god. Jacob, so we got less reason to even look for chests. Yes. PC has options to alleviate these grinding issues to a degree. LOL. Yes, Fate. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. This game is really meant for exploits. They did not design this game for an honest player. So I'll use the exploits where I can on console. Ultra Glutes, aka Omni-Man tomorrow. Yeah, he's a bottom. He's a gay bottom. Just perching at the glory hole, bottom in the air. This is how I envision Omni-Man. I no longer have any interest in being involved in this mess. Scarlet didn't even show up. Yes. LOL. I see you guys have questions. So crazy, 2 of my fave MK tubers. Thank you. So yeah, I do encourage you, go check out Fate. I do love Fate. Fate makes some wonderful videos too. We talk about different things, but I think we agree on MK1 being poorly designed. One of the worst games. For me, it's definitely been one of the worst games I've ever played. So much woke political ideology, so poor character design, no way to play with friends. It's a shitty mobile game. It's really bad. Tag team, OMG, talking truth. Yes, thank you, brother. Ethan Hunt. So are the next season skins just recolors again? They are going to be giving us recolors as well, but there's going to be vampire skins thrown in as well. Think about like how with MK season 1, there were the face tattoo skins. This is the equivalent. You're going to get vampire makeup. Yeah, that's it. That's it. There's still going to be palette swaps. They're going to pad out that inventory for you to collect. There's a lot of crap. Do this trophy with a friend in a closed session of King of the Hill. It works. Yes. Playing with friends is the best way to get all of the multiplayer trophies. Don't waste your time. No, I can't wait to consume product. Oh no. LOL, no. It's okay, NRS, I won't be playing Invasions anymore since it's done a week after launch. Yeah, I'm gonna play Invasions, see what glitches I can find, get through it, go back to something else. Making other videos about this game. Maybe adding cameo breakers would help with some of the long combos. Yes, Pedro, I totally agree. John James, I love everything you're saying. Everyone acting like MK1 was so great. Yeah. YGU, does anyone know if the pyramid in collection is not being obtainable? They're drip feeding it. YGU, it won't be here. Until they decide to put it in. Unlike MK11, or maybe it's like MK11, where some of that stuff was just unobtainable even years after release. John, personally, I think MK11 looks as good, if not better, than MK1. See, like, the girls had on ugly costumes, but if you put them in a bikini, they were cute. And there are mods. Lots of mods, too. So, I mean, like, Jade underneath that burqa, she's so cute. Finish story mode twice, like from the beginning or just last chapter? Just the last chapter, YGU. Triple X Gaming, this is cancer at its finest. He can get 38% with no bar. Let that sink in. Yeah, that's pretty terrible, young short guy. Omni-Man is broken. he has been made more broken than all of the other characters on the roster. And that's because the devs are so stupid. I really don't like how they design these games, because the game is not about Mortal Kombat at this point. It's about the guest characters. I'm a go eat, then come back. Hashtag make Tremor playable, not cameo. Oh no. Okay. This is embarrassing. How do they think this is going to be good? Didn't even notice that. Yeah. Wish Cetrion was a cameo. There's a lot of reused things in Tremor and Omni-Man. You see Jax, you see Raiden, you see Cetrion. It's unfortunate. It's really unfortunate that they're just copy-pasting these things. Pay to win. It is pay to win. Definitely pay to win, because that's what happened with MK11 Aftermath. Shiva was pay to win. You could just spam Shiva Dragon Stomp in Combat League, win. Pay to stop. Pay to win. My guy said, can you guys go jerk each other off? Okay. Anyways, LOL, Brandon, and I oop, yes. And I oop indeed. Jorge, it's Springtrap William. Oh, okay. I don't know about FNAF. Okay, I'm just trying to make sure I'm not missing. Well, I am missing some things, but please do leave a comment if I missed your comment. I do try to read all of your comments, but there's lots, and I'm sorry. But yes, thank you, my friends, for joining along. Means the world that we got to spend some time together. Really, honestly, the Kombat cast is just dishonest. It's pure dishonesty. I hope you see the Kombat cast for what it is. I try to bring realism to this situation with my extensive history of gaming. Like, not just Mortal Kombat, but I play other things as well. And I see these things happening in Mortal Kombat 1, and I'm like, that's a problem. There are many problems. I hope that you, don't just get hyped up. Because definitely all they're trying to do in this Kombat cast is hype people up with lies. So don't just believe the lies. Please ask questions. Ask questions to me. Love reading all of your comments. Likes, comments, subscribes. They all really help. 65 of you here. Let's get 65 likes. It really does a channel good, so please do this. Also, please consider supporting the channel by joining the Jaded Bunny family. My brothers and sisters help keep me alive here on this here planet Earth. So please do consider joining. You also get access to all of my secrets and glitches for MK11, MK1, family-only PvP, secret group chat. If you want all of this stuff, please do join. We're a wonderful family. Much love to my brothers who have joined within this last week, including Mr. Nightmare, Brandon Borodai, and Jan Zarek Goals. OMG. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Also, much love to everyone else in the fam, including, oh boy, where did it go? Can't find it. Oh, including Sentinel, David Dillman, Leo, Puneet Singh, Fox, The Fiend, Kari Lessie, Anthony G, Angel, Shoria Awashti, James Shea, John Lee, John Clark, Danny Slaw, Energizer, J4, GCXBU Gaming, Styles, Cara D, Kokoma Joe, AG Miller, Coffee Gamer, Lucy Little Thunder, Boots Alexander, Jonah, Eric, Blood Ferox, Glowy, Chaka Corn, Michael K, Airy, Darkside, Trokar, Mark Danny, O Gamer, Michael G, Swishbish, Ilkid, Snoopy Blind, FGC, Albus Christus Mortis, Yuri, Erdem, Calum, JJ, Dr. Eggman, Alina, Acenonics 85, Alan, Ciderem, Ragnar, Rian Chaos, and Queen Melina. Thank you, my brothers and sisters. Really means the world. Let's make sure I'm not missing anything here. Triple X Gaming, you know that I pre-ordered the game a week before, and day one I couldn't access Shang Tsung. Well, people in Russia could pre-order the game, but then they couldn't play it because they were denied online functionality. Yeah, isn't that crazy? MK Psyops, we need Season of Bikinis. Oh my god, Street Fighter did that. It was called Early Summer Vibes Season. Early Summer Vibes Fighting Pass. And you could get bikini. And they sold bikini too. There were just a lot of bikinis. It was very nice. Jacob, thanks to MK11 and MK1, I'm no longer completionist. Do not care to unlock all stuff. It is like curation for this. I think maybe just moving on to a different game where the grind is more meaningful. Definitely that's interesting. I enjoy Street Fighter 6. Was actually looking to buy Street Fighter 6. I missed out on this. They had a sale on it. $149. Would have rather had the Street Fighter 6 Collector's Edition. Way more than Mortal Kombat 1. They didn't address any issues that people are upset with. Yeah. Like, you can change Combat League first to 2, but without an appropriate change to, I don't know, season framework, you're probably going to have a lot of dead time in Combat League. Also, there's not enough reward. There's no good reward. Things are just reskins. They're trying to sell me on this vampire stuff. I've already seen costume number 3. Why is it not in the game? Oh, that's right. I have to play in 2 years. Jorge. LOL. I refuse to insult people. I will definitely, challenge the argument, but I don't want to insult people. Unless it's a read, like your outfit's basic or something. You know? But, yeah. I don't approve that the shills are insulting people. That's really bad. But yes, thank you, my friends, for joining along. Hopefully you're having a wonderful time playing whatever game it is that you're playing. But until next time, please stay safe, stay healthy, stay happy. Bye, my friends. Take care. Peace. Love you guys.